Yes.
We're going to do a house with energy and it's going to be awesome. But yeah, finding a house, like we were saying, is really, really hard. And I think a lot of people, you think about a YouTuber house and you just think, oh, it's a house with, however many people in it. You need, and in the case there were 5 of us, but, there were Kath and Marcus who were dating. So they only needed 1 room. So really it's like, oh, you just need a 4-bedroom house. No, absolutely not. That's not how easy it is. There are so many boxes to tick. You need fast internet in a country that has one of the slowest and worst internet reputations in the world.
Also, you need to assume that there's going to be between 4 to 5 people using that internet to stream at any given time, which was, again, absolutely insane.
It's not only internet to support one content creator, you need to have internet that can support 5 of them all doing the same thing at the same time, which in Sydney pretty much doesn't exist. Then you actually get to the house. And when it comes to a gaming house, there are so many things to consider because obviously, in addition to having, a bedroom and a place to sleep, you also need a place to record. Now, I'm guessing a lot of the listeners of the podcast are American. You guys build your houses really big. In Sydney, a bedroom can most of the time fit a bed and not a whole lot else in it. You'll have a bed, you'll have a wardrobe, but almost every house that I've ever been in does not have enough room for a proper YouTuber professional grade streaming setup. It just doesn't exist. So really, we needed to find a house that had bedrooms to sleep 5 people. In addition to that, the bedrooms had to be big enough to actually fit gaming setups inside them, or we needed to find, in reality, more like a 7 to 8 bedroom house so that people could have a bedroom and then also a study.
And then there were all the small things that came along with it, like are the walls thick enough so that if Elliot's recording, that the person in the next room who might also be recording can't hear it.
Yeah.
There were the small, I say small things, but these were actually massive things. The fact that we didn't have furniture to deck out a 7-bedroom house. And that was a whole nother thing. And I remember there was this period where Emma, who's our business partner, and me literally went to probably 25 to 30 different house inspections over the period of about 2 weeks. We would literally just schedule out all the houses we were going to go and see. And I remember walking in, the amount of different real estate agents we would talk to that were that confused by what we were trying to do. We would walk in and the first question we would ask would be so what's the internet like on this place? Which is not a normal question that real estate agents really get. And we were trying to work that out. We were trying to find furnished places, which is also really, really hard in Sydney.
But yeah, we looked for 2 to 3 months. And then finally, I think we were kind of at the end of it. We're we physically can't find something, but we really want to kick this thing off. And there'd been this one house that I remember had been kind of visible when we were looking at places that are available to rent. But it was, I think we inquired about it and they were yeah, it's $8,000 or $10,000 a week.
It was $10,000 a week.
It was $10,000 a week. And we were just that is, we can't do that.
Yeah.
We're already talking about how our expenses could increase with the gaming house. $50,000 a month plus editors, plus everything, that cost was insane. But ultimately, we got so desperate on the search, we ended up looking at the house, and I think pretty immediately we were yeah, this actually...
It's the only house that was perfect.
Even then, it wasn't perfect because, for example, didn't have internet to support. So we had to then go partner up with Boost Mobile, who could provide us everyone in the house.
Shout out to Boost Mobile.
Yeah, shout out to Boost Mobile because they gave everyone 4G modems so that you could use the mobile networks to get the speed people needed to stream. So
it was such a hustle. It was so around this time when we locked in that we were going to do the house, I quit my other job. I was this requires my full attention. And it was just the most mad hustle in the month leading up to everyone moving into the house where it was okay, have we got a home? Have we got internet? Let's find an internet sponsor and lock it down ASAP. We didn't have beds. For some reason the house was furnished but didn't have any beds. We found a bed sponsor. It was the biggest okay, do this. And it was, I remember, it was just the wildest ride. At the same time, trying to organise all the other guys because not everyone lived in Sydney. Marcus and Kath moved from Melbourne. Cray moved from about an hour away. Baz was already here and you were already here, which is good. And Lannan at the time also lived like an hour and a half away and was moving to Sydney that same week. So it was just the wildest month. It was absolutely insane. I think I barely slept the whole time.
But I remember there was so much excitement for it. I think because as soon as we realized, and once again, totally couldn't have ever done this without energy because that rental cost was insane. But we managed to, tell Andy that it was realistically the only place that could function. And he was like, yeah, let's do it.
Yeah.
Which was amazing. So I remember, at the time, like Cray, every single night, I'd be like, oh, Cray, want to record? He'd be like, I can't record after 7 p.m. because my walls are paper thin and the neighbors will like start punching on the walls if they hear me talking. And, then you had Baz who's in like his apartment. Long story short, I just remember we were so excited for everyone to like see the house.
Yeah.
Because I remember everyone was like really uncertain whether or not we'd actually found a place that was good enough. And I think as soon as people got there, it was like, oh, damn.